Here is the Avast Security News Roundup for the week ending March 25th, 2022. Businesses brace for impact after hackers claim Okta has been hacked. Okta Inc., Okta.o, whose authentication services are used by companies including FedEx Corp and Moody Corp to provide access to their networks, said on Tuesday that it had been hit by hackers and that some customers may have been affected. The scope of the breach is still unclear, but it could have major consequences because thousands of companies rely on San Francisco-based Okta to manage access to their networks and applications. Okta's statement follows the posting of a series of screenshots of Okta's internal communications by a group of ransomware-seeking hackers known as Lapses on their Telegram channel late on Monday. Lapses is a relatively new entrant to the crowded ransomware market, but has already made waves with high-profile hacks and attention-seeking behavior. Read more at PC Mag. Lapses hacking group steals Microsoft source code. Microsoft confirmed on its blog this week that the Lapses hacking group had exfiltrated portions of Microsoft's source code. No customer code or data was involved in the observed activities. Our investigations has found a single account that had been compromised, granting limited access. Our security response team quickly engaged to remediate the compromised account and prevent further activity. Lapses said it got 45% of the source code for Bing and Cortana and 90% for Bing Maps. Microsoft maintains the leak is not severe enough to pose a risk. For more on this, see The Verge. Would you believe it? A teen is suspected of being mastermind of Lapses hacking group. 4 researchers investigating Lapses suspect that a teen living in the UK who goes by the online alias White and Breachbase is running group's activities, Bloomberg reported. However, the teen, whom Bloomberg didn't identify because of his age, hasn't been accused of a crime by law enforcement, and the researchers haven't been able to conclusively tie him to every hack Lapses has claimed, Bloomberg reported. Lapses' use of social media makes it unusual in the hacking arena. The teenager was reportedly doxxed or had his identity made public by a rival hacker group. You're right, there's no honor among thieves. Read more at CNET. EU and US agree data transfer deal to replace defunct Privacy Shield. The European Union has just announced reaching an agreement in principle with the US on a revived transatlantic data flow deal, potentially signaling an end to the many months of legal uncertainty that has dogged cloud services after a landmark court ruling in July 2020, which struck down the EU-US Privacy Shield. We have found an agreement in principle on a new framework for transatlantic data flows, said European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. Speaking at a joint press conference with President Joe Biden today. Read more at TechCrunch. The US and EU are far apart when it comes to privacy laws and policy. Unless there is a major shift in the US surveillance laws, this is probably headed for many court challenges. There's no certainty that this far-reaching agreement will actually turn into law. Bots eat up all the Raspberry Pi. Adafruit, a distributor of Raspberry Pi single-board computers, has mandated that certain new purchases can only be completed with the use of two-factor authentication. The new requirement is due to reselling schemes that use bots to buy up the last of the products. Raspberry Pi chief Eben Upton told ZDNet that this kind of automated purchasing is typical when supplies are short. as opportunists try to profit from the situation by clearing the market, then reselling the products at a marked up cost. Users intending to purchase certain high-demand items from Adafruit will now need to have a verified Adafruit account with two-factor authentication enabled. Micro-tick routers abused in botnet operation. This is the story of piecing together information and research leading to the discovery of one of the largest botnet as a service cybercrime operations we've seen in a while, wrote Avast senior malware researcher Martin Huron for Avast Threat Labs. Huron and his team discovered that a crypto mining campaign, Glupteba malware, TrickBot malware, and many DDoS attacks were coming from the same command and control center. Default credentials, several vulnerabilities, but most importantly, the CVE 2018-14847 vulnerability, which allowed the criminals behind this botnet to enslave all these routers and to presumably rent them out as a service, Huron wrote. Users of MikroTik routers are advised to update with the latest security patches. For more, see the Hacker News. And the fastest ransomware is? Researchers at Splunk conducted an encryption speed test on 10 notorious ransomware strains, testing 10 samples per strain, and the quickest to encrypt was Lockbit, with a median time of 5 minutes and 50 seconds. The longest encryption rate came from Maze and Mespinoza, both coming in at 1 hour and 54 minutes. The tests were to help answer the question of how cybersecurity can become more effective at detecting and shutting down ransomware. Splunk concluded that their original hypothesis was correct. If ransomware executes on a system, it's too late at that point to prevent it. Splunk emphasizes that early detection is key to stopping an attack. For more, see Splunk's blog. This week's must-read on the Avast blog. Avast researchers have found password stealer malware disguised as a private Fortnite server, where users can meet for a private match and use skins for free. The malware is being heavily propagated on communications platform Discord. Read the article at the following link. And that wraps up this week's Avast Security News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and get involved.